This all came about because I was the head lacrosse coach at Long Beach State. We needed a way to allow our players to see exactly what they were doing on the field as opposed to what they heard the coaches saying they were doing. There's a big difference between the two, and by being able to see what you're doing helps. The problem is we needed to be able to get to a high vantage point. We didn't have stands. We didn't have any way to get the camera up in the air, so we went out searching for camera tripods. The ones we found, we couldn't afford them. So I decided to start making my own. There were a few different things that would come up when we do film. And the first thing was a realization by the player saying, oh, I guess I really did do that. And oh, now I see what you're talking about, coach. Now I understand, like, yeah, I was ball watching. I wasn't watching my guy. Or, look at this play. I did really well here. And it worked even better with the group dynamic so that they could see how they were reacting and interacting with each other on the field. The number one question we get is about the weight and stability of the product. Because it's a true tripod, the unit is actually trying to drive itself into the ground. That's what gives us our most stability. The next thing that helps is we're bottom weighted. 80% of the weight of the product is 4 feet or less above ground level. The final thing is it's such a low profile, there's not much for the wind to catch. That allows us to be stable in high wind situations. The reason we use a manual system is twofold. We're all about being cost effective. We want everybody to be able to afford this product, and by using a manual locking system, it's much less expensive than using a crank or cables or anything along those lines. The other thing too is, when you use our locking pins, you know the product is locked and it's not coming down until you want it to come down. And finally, we don't want something in there that can fail over time. So where there's a crank system or even a pneumatic system, there's a potential for failure. We don't want that. And again, we want to keep costs low. The reason everything's battery powered, we're out in the field. We don't have access to electricity. That's why we picked the components that we did. Our goal is to be able to put you in filming position as soon as you get your camera. For all of our aluminum tubing, we use 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. It's clear coat anodized to protect from the elements, to avoid corrosion. Our hinges are 1/8 inch steel, which are powder coated, again, to prevent corrosion. And all the hardware that we use, the nuts, the bolts, the washers, the locking pins, are all stainless steel. This product is going to be out in the environment. Last thing we want is for you getting any corrosion or any deterioration of the product due to the elements. We get this question all the time about how hard it is to put this tripod up. We tried to make this as simple as possible because the people who are going to be using this a lot of times are going to be our student athletes. And we want them focused on the game, not having to figure out how to put some contraption up. So the legs fold down, locking pin into place, each section goes up. They're clearly marked on the tubing so you can see when the holes will line up, slide the locking pin through, you're done. Anybody can operate it. Again, you got to practice and get used to it to know what you're doing, but anybody can use it. I can pull one up in 5 minutes or less. We get asked a lot of times, why are we using the design that we use? It's really a simple answer. Our objective was to be able to produce a cost-effective, low-maintenance product that people can use. The other thing we had to deal with is stability. And by using a true tripod design, we know we're more stable than anything else in the marketplace. When anybody inquires about our tripod, they want to know what comes with it and what do they have to provide. We're asked this all the time. What we provide is everything but the camera controller, which means you get your tripod, obviously, the associated locking pins that hold everything together, a remote pan tilt unit, it's battery operated, a 7.5 inch LCD monitor, again battery operated. You also get the associated 20-foot cables to control the pan tilt and view the video, and to connect your lane controller. Now we don't include the lane controller, but we'll tell you where to get it. We also tell you which cameras we recommend. We provide all that information. The For New England, we have an exclusive distributor, Perco Sports Video. The rest of the country, the easiest way is to go to our website. That's eyesintheair.com, and you can reach us there through email or by toll-free number.